IGL, Marco.
In a mid-season tournament, but other than that, you're right. He has not had VCT reps with this team in a really long time, and I always question moves like this.
11 मिनट बता रहा है ये 11 मिनट क्या करने वाले? ओह रेंज.
Sure. Right, you've got time to kind of iron things out.
क्या करते हैं रेंज
You
में ये
don't have
लोग?
5-6 weeks to figure it out and make a playoffs run. It's do or die.
And for DRX as well, even the way that they made it here was a little bit all over the shop, right? You heard it, they didn't even make it here. By qualifying, they needed some points, they needed some help. Some teams losing and winning here and there, but they have always made champs, and when they've made champs, they have always made it out of groups.
Yeah,
अरे यार बताओ ना हमें भी क्या करते वो
getting
लोग?
5th or 6th place, and yet this group feels like it's going to be really tough, especially watching that first series, how competitive it was between EDG and NRG. So I think coming in with a strong showing here against EME's top seed is a really big indicator for them.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it a little bit earlier in the pre-show. I don't know that DRX have ever looked this weak coming into a global, coming into champs either. So while they do have a lot of that history of being prolific and performing in that situation, I'm much more hesitant to put money on that one. That one's tough.
Does that have anything to do with Bane though? Or does this buff them a little bit, Doug, that they come in with Bane, or nerf?
I almost, so my initial thought was, okay, you've got a little honeymoon you can go through, but it's not like they haven't played together before. Right? It's not like that.
4 to 8. Okay, 4 to 8 subscriber हो गए
personality and voice and this, that, and the other. So this, I don't know. Have we ever
20,
seen
20,
something
2
like
subscriber
this?
and we
Where
are
an
going to
ex-player
hit
rejoins a team right before champs?
450.
Honestly,
430, sorry.
maybe, but I can't think of it in the top
That's
of my head.
alright.
It is
I
a-
can't run the numbers.
It's a
9
unique.
minute. Okay, maybe ये कर लेता हूँ warm up. फिर लग जाएगा रे. CW खेल रहा है क्यों? Singapore 2. मेरा रैंक अप मैच है ये गेम. लाइक अभी 96 39 4 RR बार 4 RR से मैं ये गेम थ्रो किया मैंने. लाइक हमारे टीम ने नहीं, हमारे टीम ने क्यों? क्योंकि मैंने काफ़ी क्लचेस निकाले. लाइक ड्यूलिस जैसे आगे जाके मार के आ रहा था, तो हमारे बंदे इतना चिल होके खेल रहे थे कि गेम ही थ्रो नहीं करना चाहिए. उनको कॉन्फिडेंस आ जाता है कि अरे एक बंदा इतना 29 और कुछ. हाँ मैं बाद में मैंने काफ़ी पहला असिस्ट 8 8 11 ओह डीएम खेल रहा. मेन आईडी पे क्यों नहीं खेल रहे हो? मेन आईडी पे खेलूंगा मैं कुछ टाइम के बाद. लेकिन उस पे ग्राइंड करूँगा, इसको छोड़ दूंगा. उस पे क्यों नहीं खेलता हूँ? सिंगापुर खेलना है.
Match found.
माय सर्वर इज हिट मुंबई सोलो क्यू. वाह हाँ वो आईडी पे तो एमएमआर का भी लाइक सिंगापुर में अच्छी आती थी. मुंबई में
Deathmatch. Warm up.
एक लॉबी से काफी गंदे प्लेयर.
No more doubts. We're ready.
Fight.
ए स्विफ्ट प्ले
Watch
में
and
अभी
learn.
घुसा और 4-4 ए मेरा लिखना मत तो क्या खा रहे
See ya.
नेल गेमिंग
Gunner. That's 3. And 4.
अरे यार वो उधर ही क्यों होल्ड कर रहा है
Who trained you? That's 3. And 4.
एनर्जी है क्या
Now we're cooking.
ओ सेंस भाई ब्रिम चलते वो कितना आवाज क्यों आ रहा है देखो अरे दोनों मर गए
Enemy down.
नहीं मार रहा
Out of here. Gotcha. That's 3. And 4.
एविक्स क्या नूबे तू नूबे मान लो भाई नूबे आगे से भी आएगा और राइट से नहीं रे ये लोग ऐसे खेल रहे हैं ना इसको
10 kills remaining.
Sit still. Down you go.
कीबोर्ड से हटा देता हूँ। जब भी मैं फायर करता हूँ वो टाइम पे कीबोर्ड से हाथ लगा।
5 kills remaining.
Okay. Nine minutes अब चालू होने वाला है मैच। कर रहा हूँ मैं। गेट आ रहे जल्दी। अरे क्या है?
One kill remaining.
Finish it up.
टैप मारो भाई। Jeez.
Feeling proud.
Feeling proud. Let's go. Let.
I'm not talking EMEA, I'm talking globally. He
Agreed.
really can do it all. And I think if you watch his performance just in the finals alone, calling circles around GX and the individual play, it was all there.
And you think about it, the teams that he has been on have asked that of him for really his entire career. And he has consistently delivered. And then staggering to think the kid he's 23. He's incredibly young. He has so much experience already. As I mentioned it earlier, he's a household name.
Yeah, and the Champs trophies always eluded him. Who knows? This time it could be his, but we can't talk about Nats without Kiko. Luckily, Mikafat's caught up with him a little bit earlier.
Mika here, and I'm with Kiko of Team Liquid. Wasn't it your birthday a few days ago?
Yes, it was.
Happy birthday to you!
Much.
Happy birthday to you. Well, Team Liquid seems to have really gotten their stride in Stage 2. So I'm wondering how you guys are going to be able to continue that momentum and the progress heading into Champs.
I think that we just focused on playing our own game, playing to our strengths, and just working on the fundamentals. I think that's what's going to bring us over.
Well, best of luck to you, birthday boy.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I am live.
I mean, Kiko has also been one of the reasons that Liquid have been successful. You know, the secondary duelist, role swaps, the smokes. At least in EMEA, he is considered the best in that role. I don't know how you guys feel about him coming to a global event and I guess measuring up to the other controllers in the
Oh, I know. I'm a big believer in Kiko, even since watching him back in the Ascension days, trying to qualify into EMEA. But I think he's very strong, and the rest of Team Liquid, I have them, picked to win this series. This is not a Team Liquid playing musical chairs with Penny and Cyril or whatever, trying to get Nats back into it as well. No, this is a Team Liquid that's coming in as top dogs into this tournament out of EMEA.
Well, these two organizations have never faced each other before, and we're better than the champ stage has said it. Let's bring our team. Who comes out on top? It's Team Liquid versus DRX.
DRX भी पता है मुझे, and Team Liquid भी.
It is the #1 seed of EMEA versus the Pacific team that barely just scraped through to make it to chance. But for Mako, he is one of 3 players that's made every single Champions tournament.
VCT क्यों देखता है? Because अरे भाई.
The one time he played against Nats, when Nats practice on Gambit, he did
हम
lose.
लाइक इतना
So this
इम्प्रूव
is
कर
a
लेते हैं गेम प्ले
very,
कि सामने वाले
very rich matchup
हमें
despite
गालियाँ
the fact
देते हैं
these orgs have never played
क्या
against each
क्लियर
other.
है
Yeah,
यार
we've even got
कैसे
the
खेल
history of
रहा है
this year
ये
where
वो रोने
Drex
लगते हैं हमारे
did
से
play
ये
against this DRX
सीखने
team,
मिलता
and
है
Drex
इतना
also
सीखने
got the
मिलता है ना
dub
लाइक
versus
पता
Mako
नहीं सब
back then. But the thing we all have to be freaking out about is Abyss is map number
और मजा
1.
आता है भाई
Two of the
देखने में
best Abyss
क्या
teams in
खेलते
the
भाई
world back
मोटिवेट
when
आ
it was in the
जाते
pool back at the start of the year. This is our first time seeing them on the field of battle in a long time.
लाइक प्लेयर्स को देखता हूँ ना मैं
too. I mean, we'll talk about
पूरे ट्रांसफर
you know both these
या
teams are playing into their strengths.
भाई
as we
क्रेजी
talked
खेलते
about
हैं
it. Yes, there's been a long time. So
मजा आता
who
है
knows
देख
what
के
either these
और
teams
सीखने
have
को मैं
prepped
लाइक
as far as
फिर
competition or how
मैं
they
भी
wanna
ग्राइंड
approach
करता
the
हूँ
map,
वैसा
but
सीन है
this is the perfect
देखता हूँ फिर ये
first
लोग
chapter
कैसे
for
मार
this
सकते हैं
series.
हम क्यों नहीं
What
मार
I find really interesting, Team Liquid picking
ये गेम खेलना
defense on
काफी
a map
पसंद
that
है
has
ना
been
FPS तो मैं काफी
historically
टाइम
so
से खेलता हूँ
attack-sided. I don't know what's going on there, if they have specific ideas they want to run, but I mean, even in our first series, seeing Abyss still being so attack-sided, no changes to the map, that is certainly a choice out of Liquid.
Yeah, and both teams.
भाई लोटस तो भाई मैं क्लो उठाता हूँ लोटस पे और इतना किल निकालता हूँ ना पता नहीं काफी लकीली मतलब लकी हो गया है एबिस ने लोटस पे लाइक एजेंट ही अच्छा खेलने मतलब खेल रहा हूँ मेरा ये भी ज्यादा हो गया उसका क्या कहते ये आईडी पे भी विनावर का
I think just focusing on agent select is really interesting because the meta has changed a lot in terms of what has been popular on the map. Back when Team Liquid were playing it, they were playing like the old Ascent default comp with a Cypher in there for Nats, but you're seeing Jet, single smokes, a KO in the team. When DRX were playing it, that's what the Teo.
भाई ये डेंजर प्लेयर है
Back when Teo was so
आईजीएल है उनका इन गेम
I
लीडर
would be honestly surprised to
मस्त लीड
see
करता
them
है
running the same comps in this day and age.
This
भाई
bind is
काफी बड़ा
interesting as
स्क्रीन
well
दिख रहा है रे
because we
मेरे
have this
इसमें
old saying of everybody knows what Nats
ए लाइक
does.
मैं इसलिए
He doesn't
ये
change
ऐसे
up how he
देखता हूँ
plays, but why is no one beating him? How is
वो
it that
पूरा
you
मुंह
can
पे
come
आ
and
रहा
say,
है
yeah, we know what Nats likes to do. He likes to go here, he likes to do this more, he likes to lurk here, but he doesn't lose.
Yeah, because he likes
कौन
to
पे
do
कैसे
a lot of
दिखता है
different things. You might know a lot of his plans, but he's going to change his timings. He's going to change that plan based on what he sees against you on
फोन
the
पे
other
भी
side.
सही
He's got one
दिखता
of the best minds for the game in Valorant on the current day.
And he's also so mechanically gifted that even if you do know what he's going to do, there's a good
yes.
chance he bests you anyway.
Yeah,
Chat
and
नहीं दिख
sometimes
रहा
an
है
outlaw in your spawn, which is always
दिख रहा है।
really fun. But for DRX, so you know, this is the best condition they can be in. Qualifying for champs, having Abyss in the pool, and looking like the agents. We're going to see
Holy!
Waylay Yoru.
That is unbelievable. Waylay Yoru is crazy.
Yeah.
And we're sticking to the vanilla Ascent comp too.
Yep.
This is really interesting here. I'm a bit surprised that this is Team Liquid's approach, and I don't know that I could be more surprised that this is DRX's approach.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about the theory here right now, and what I think for DRX is, I think the ultimate of the Yoru. The Yoru, it makes a lot of sense.
Right,
I'm
sure.
expecting, we've been seeing a lot more teams. In the previous meta on Abyss, teams would play pretty passively offside. They wouldn't fight forward. I think there could be options with the Waylay to, if you're execing into A, fight up into heaven. If you're execing on B, jump over books, fight
Scale.
towards art.
Yeah.
I want to see an active
अरे
approach
कौन
with the
डरा
Yoru.
हुआ है
Of course,
इसमें से
Liquid, they're still
ये
hovering.
बच्चा
This is not
डर गया
locked in,
क्या
and Nats, he likes to
चालू
hover
होने
in
से पहले
agent
नर्वस
select because he
फील
likes
कर रहा
to
है
take this
कि
time
क्या
to
मैं
give
खेल
speeches
पाऊंगा
to
ये
hype individual players on his team up and to remind them what they need to do.
Because he's the type of player, he'll go down the list.
Yes,
भाई
one
मैं
by
अगर
one.
पहली बार
And the best part
जो
is
भी
he's
स्टेज पे
always
जाता है
good
ना
at him. He is telling individual
वो
players,
काफी
and then he
ये हो
goes to
जाता
Kiko
है
and
क्या
he's
कहते
like,
हैं
never
उसे?
change, I love you, you're the
नर्वस
best,
डर
you're
जाता
perfect, you
है
never do anything wrong.
And why would Kiko ever change anything? Because he's perfect, he never does anything wrong, he's
That
the
is
best.
true. All right, they have locked in though. So, Doug, you spoke about a default, very,
वाइब्रेट हो रहा
very,
है कुछ
not very innovative.
No, and I mean, I don't even want to say it's comfort. I mean, we'll see how it does against
But
the
it is
Slice.
comfort.
Yeah, we'll see.
We have a lot of recognizable faces on the stage today, so why not add two more on the casting booth? It is Mitchman and Tombiz.
Team Liquid and DRX facing off here in Paris.
अब कर रहा है
Each
यार,
one wanting to
चालू।
prove that they are the best team on Abyss, and it's map number 1. Can I get a prediction from you going into this game, Thomas?
Honestly, I was going for 2-0 for Liquid because they're the first seed, obviously. But after
भाई
seeing
स्क्रीन ही नीचे रख
Filmy
दिया
and
हटा
Tide,
ओके अब चल रहा है नेट ये क्यों चालू कर दी चालू नहीं हो रहा है ओके मैं चेंज कर वो अलग नहीं चेंज करता. रेडिएंट कंफर्म तो रेडिएंट.
A map that's recently made a return, but these teams were known for being strong on it way back when it was in the pool earlier this year.
Yeah, I'm excited for what we've got coming up here. Obviously, I'm sure my counterpart did a fantastic job of going through everything that we've got coming up. The arena's quite loud, so I won't lie, I didn't hear anything that was said. But I'm looking forward to seeing that waylay coming into play. A lot of space that can be taken, especially kicking things off on the attack side for DRX. And as we've already seen today, a pretty hefty attack side dominance out of both sides in our first matchup.
Well, minute 10 on the clock and blood yet to be drawn. A slow approach from DRX, but the same level of patience shown from the defensive side, spread across the map and looking for those little pieces of information. But DRX are the ones to gain the benefit of this slow play as they manage to pick themselves up an orb towards that A side. Of course, ult's not going to be in play in this round, but it's all about the future. For now, we look towards the B site. A trap in play, 2 players standing by to take this fight. The DRX are going to be bursting through with full force. Waylay already closing the distance and finding some info.
Yeah, we'll be able to retreat back. Camo only just spotted, but it's the openers going the way of DRX, and Trex has been dealt with as well. 2 players on the rotate, but I'm looking at that flank coming out from Freeing. I wonder if he's been heard. I think he has. Palitek just pop flashing back in the other direction, but even just the time that is being bought is going to cause Liquid quite a lot of issues.
At this point, that flank all the way around is probably what's going to seal the deal if the site players don't. One of the things that Tombiz #1 was saying was, Hyunmin, he's got the French buff. He's had his croissant earlier on, his creme brulee, his ratatouille, but now he's gone out of the round and the defuse already tapped. Pressure put on. Kiko lands the shot on the flashback and they need to find this diffuser quick!
हो गया रे.
Just about getting there in time. I need to see that one in a replay because that looked like it
कौन
was
जीता?
down to a
अरे हाँ
pixel,
ये
if
DRX
not
जीती.
none.
DRX.
Yeah, I think
बच गए वो.
someone somewhere is going to be quite frustrated with that. Probably the Liquid fans, because that looked so desperately close from a position of, I want to say, impossibility.
Oh,
Go on, give me it. Give me it. That's actually outrageous. That's completely outrageous.
He thought he had it. I thought he had it.
0.01. He had it.
भाई इतना
In
close था
everybody's
वो.
minds, he had it, but it will be 1-0 for DRX. Already. A good start for DRX, and of course, going back to the beginning of the year, these are 2 teams that absolutely adored this map. I was going to say that Liquid coming in are going to be even happier with the map pool changes. Icebox going out has helped them quite a bit. But in 2025, get that guy back. It was 5-0 for Liquid, but 3-0 for DRX. And now we are back to that roster of DRX that kind of started out the year. There's been so many different changes, so many people coming in and out and all about, but this was the roster that they wanted to look towards. It is a very slow round from DRX, patient.
As it should be, really, with what they're up against. You don't want to give these pistols the chance, but I mean, the problem is executing blind into a site. It has its risks, and I think that's one thing that Hyunmin is here to help out with, the ability to use the refract, his quick teleport back in the other direction as he runs into the site, grabs them point of contact, and fades back out. We saw it in the pistol round with great value, and here it's used to scout out that there's nobody.
Spike planted.
We don't
There's no big stacks. Yeah, Lothar's disappointed, but it will be the way to go. You don't want to give those orbs over to the rest of the squad. It is just better to go down to the map, deny DRX those orbs that they have been
भाई हमने भी कल वाले एबिस मैप पे किया था. मैं लाइक गलती से हो गया था. हमारे ब्रिम कूदा, मुझे लगा सामने दीवार है, मैं भी कूद गया और मैं नीचे कूद गया सही में. लाइक बट वो राउंड तो पिस्टल थी इसलिए.
Have a little bit of fun flying through the map, but this is where things should get that little bit more interesting. Rifles across the board for Liquid, and of course, just touching base on expectations here. DRX, form-wise, well, it took another team eliminating Talon for them to actually make it to the event in the first place. Liquid, on the other hand, champions of EMEA with a flawless 3-0 victory after attending every single international. These two teams should, in theory, be at different levels, but we're yet to see Liquid take the board.
Well, this is where that should change. They've got rifles, but they've not got nats. Nin landing that shot from afar, and now Team Liquid on the retake. They're forced into a fight close range against weaker weapons. Camo and Trex do well to start, but it's still a 3v3. The spike planted. The time not quite against them yet. There's still plenty to work with. Great flash from Flashback. And that's going to put the numbers into favor for DRX. 1 HP on Flashback, a drone going through though, and that's going to stop a diffusion. Even going to get the tag on Trex, so more time taken. And as it ticks away, that spike getting closer and closer to its final moments. Kiko traded out, and now Trex in an impossible situation. He has to bait them into a fight. Patience from DRX is what will win the day for them. It's too far gone. He'll make them pay for the round, but it's DRX 3-0.
Yeah, such an important start. I mentioned about this attack side and how things have been going in the matches we've seen so far, but this was I'll be honest, a relatively weak fight. There was a Marshall in the mix, which that's ridiculous. And then the rifle went down to 1 HP immediately. It was just, I want to say the balls from Bane. He just didn't really, he was like, no, I'm not swinging until I absolutely need to. And that was
3 round जीत गए रे पिस्तौल राउंड के बाद सेव राउंड था ना हाँ वो वाला
Well, that's another thing, right? You talk about Team Liquid, they look dominant defensively. Look at that grand final against GX, who ended up making waves here in the international scene already in their opening matchup yesterday. So for DRX, a team that has had these roster changes back and forth, you expect them to look a little weaker. And against a Goliath-like Team Liquid, perhaps a fall. But Pacific's number 4 is in here, and they are making one. It's an ambitious play.
Oh my, Cypher
back on the KZ server now.
Practice
this one's looking like a 4-0, but that's not a surprise. What will be damning is if it is a flawless round from DRX.
Well, never mind. It's not going to be. Already won at least for Patatech. It will be an upgrade onto the Outlaw, but it's only going to really be deadly to one of the players. He'll likely want to do some damage and then go down. Holding on to it's not really going to have too much value for the next round. For Camo, it's that same sort of talking point. How much damage can they do? As of right now, it's not looking very much. They are far enough out already from that spike. So they will be able to escape. Nice shot from Patatech. That's at least one. Now the rest have to cross over into the same corner that you already see Marco in. It's whether he can do anything more. And
he can remove the weapon.
Yep, I was going to say, it was going to be close though. Like, he almost didn't hit the point of demise quick enough and then would have just had that into the next round.
Oh, Flashback gets the credit anyways. Ulti's online now for DRX. It's 4-0 up. Oh, there's no need to show that again. And again.
Blocked it.
Oh, Andy. Yeah, that knows what he did. But for DRX, coming into this round, yes, both teams are now on rifles, so for Team Liquid, that should be their chance to fight back on square footing. But Ultimates in play on the other side make this a little bit of an uphill battle for the defending side, especially thinking about how much impact you can have popping that Yoru ult alongside Sova. The two together, Dimensional Drift and Hunter's Fury, can easily get you not just space, but a pick.
Early destruction. Both trips gone. Clearly knowing the positions that Nats likes to place them, which I'll be honest is impressive. He's normally very well known for being flexible and where that utility is put into play. But those already being removed, it leaves him at the back of the site. Now there is still the cam in the corner, ready to catch them as they walk out, and an immediate dash in, but Trex is ready for it. An advantage taken, and an advantage increased. A second onto Bane, and backside still being held. They can't have got any further forward. Flashback is going to try and peek this, but, well, that flank yet to really be spotted.
Yeah, in fact, it's not going to have any real impact here, you'd imagine. An element of surprise gone. They know there's a player, but, well, close to heaven. They don't know that he's on the left side, but The walkout is going to come elsewhere towards the spawn. Flashback already watching forward. He'll find his first fade back. Gate crash to fall back on out as the ult is popped. Two spotted. Fring knows that he probably has a target coming his way. Ready for the fight towards the vents. They're suspicious of it. Swing from Camo gets him. But the numbers kept even as the spike keeps on ticking. This is a round Team Liquid desperately need. And the defuse inside the smoke puts the pressure on. Already heard the half. Dropout punished. And this round goes to Team Liquid. And
कर लिया रे टीम ने तो टीम लिक्विड
Yeah, no, it really was. Skin of their
1-5 होने वाला
team
था.
had to diffuse within the smoke, and a solid fight back, especially from Flashback, who has really got off to a flying start. 8-4 playing the Aura, of course, known for more of that sentinel role within the team. But clearly having that individual brilliance that can turn around on his head. As you mentioned, it is the first round onto the board for Liquid. But it's still going to put
भाई उनका बुलेट एक्यूरेसी कितना सही है यार एक ही मारते एक से दो बुलेट हाँ मुझे सीखना है वो
Camo may look like he has a weakness, but as we get to his POV, you can see Blade Storm in hand. Looking for the fight from far away. Ult comes in a little late from Patatek, so site clearance comes in. DRX able to gather themselves at least a bit of control, you would imagine, but they stall out. Kept back by the smoke. Kept back by the ultimate of Patatek as well, as they can't use their abilities to break through to this site. It's going to cause delay. Camel's down to 20 already. That's a phenomenal spam. And Hyunmin still with a full utility belt. They didn't get caught out. The timing didn't catch them. They'll still be able to have a pretty decent sight hit with that free recon, essentially.
Already. Oh, it's a very awkward fight, and spotting out Camo. He's decided to go aggressive, but he's been caught from behind. The flashback takeover. They were so busy watching where Hyunmin went that they've ended up losing the rest of the site. A singular shock dart kill for Trex. But I'm just looking at Nats. He's not fighting this. He's got no interest. In fact, just going to go sit within his setup. DRX are going to have themselves a 5th round, and it all comes back off. Again, this double duelist, it is just putting the defensive side into disarray.
Well, you can see from Team Liquid's perspective on the B site, the whole idea is that they're going to stop you from breaking through that choke point. And they do that with Patatek's utility, stalling them out completely. But the problem is you have Flashback being able to just make his way in without actually challenging, while Hyunmin is taking that initial contact and is unpunishable, essentially. As he dashes in, immediately refracts back to B main, and that's Flashback's moment to take advantage of the chaos, ripping the back line of Team Liquid wide open. And as you said, immediately that call is made by Nats. We're not playing this retake. Even though they'd found one, the 2v4, not worth it when the weapons are, as you said at the start, not in a good spot. Economically, they were being punished already. But the Blade Storm made up for it the next round. That won't be there.
Yeah. Well, I really love the way they're using the refract. It's like Hyunmin's goal is to almost look at me. Like, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to go in, I'm going to find info, and then I'm going to retreat back. And at the same time as he's retreating, Flashback is going forward. And so everybody, and rightly so, is focused on the guy who's just dived into the site. And they don't realize how far Flashback managed to get. Like, you can even see from the aggressive position of Camo, he's trying to blade storm the players down on the other side. He doesn't even know this guy behind him.
Yep, this is a problem. When you combine that with the utility thrown in towards the back of the site, which I believe it was Mako's paranoia, it would have sent Kiko running towards the spawn. I mean, that's the guy that should be covering the angle that Camo was leaving open behind, the angle that was taken by Flashback.
इनके देश में तेल नहीं मिलता है क्या हेयर ऑयल हेयर ऑयल ही नहीं लगाते मैंने जस्ट नोटिस किया इसके बाद और एक दो
A 4-round gap doesn't seem like much, but this could get out of hand if DRX continue this momentum. And think about the 1-round Team Liquid won. It was still extremely close.
Well, yeah, and something to talk about as well is like you're seeing those trips being shocked. You're seeing positions clearly being well known. Even though this is a slightly different Liquid roster, compositionally, it's all the same. So I feel like DRX, with the amount of extra time they've had to prep, knowing the game well in advance for that first match of the tournament, this is seeming like a well-drilled side. And Liquid, well, if they did prep for the comp that they're currently up against, they've probably prepped for everything, because I don't think most would have seen this coming.
Right here. Now, I don't mean to peel back the curtain too much and sort of explain how the trick is done, but that wasn't actually Tom earlier. That was Durka. I hate to spoil the magic for all of you at home, but one of the things that he said when he saw that agent select come up was that he's a huge fan of Waylay. And honestly, and he also said he thinks Hyunmin's going to do fantastic with the buff from the Croissant earlier on. Now,
yeah, I didn't say that.
If he is a fan of the Waylay already, I imagine watching DRX use it is either just confirming that opinion or maybe even building on it, because the way they're using it is so damn nice combined with Flashback. This double duel is doing so much work, and Team Liquid's job shouldn't be to work on this round. It should be to think about the next, but they've already managed to make it competitive. Oh man, I thought Camo had the play, but they spammed through the smoke.
Spike planted.
Yeah, Nats as well, incredibly low. He did take a hit. Because of that, once again, looks to fall back and just save the weapon. It really feels like that has been the majority of his game so far. We've talked about him a lot. In EMEA, he was tearing everybody a new one, and one of the sort of most exciting storylines for me coming into this match is him playing against Marker, a rematch of that Gambit versus Vision Strikers back from 2021. That was the last time they played against each other. It's one hell of a storyline with a lot of parallels. A superstar turned IGL, looking like a veteran at only 23 years of age. Well, right now, Nats hasn't showed up yet, which I don't think is something I've said for ever.
Oh, we just cast the whole of stage 2, and I can confirm, first time I've heard that out of your mouth. Maybe like in a pistol round, like one single time.
Yeah, but I don't think I'd say he hasn't turned up in a pistol round.
Yeah,
you know?
it's been one round. It is definitely alarming seeing how this is playing out. A great sign for DRX, again, with the adjustments they've had to make with the constant roster shifts, bringing back the start of the year look, and I mean perfectly timed with Abyss coming back in from the start of the year, I suppose. Everything slotting into place. This Waylay, this Yoru, sensational, and we're only starting to see, you know, the first few pages of the playbook. There is definitely more behind this, and Team Liquid, if they lose this one, they're going to be terrified of what's to come.
Camo. First point of contact. He sort of swapped positions. Again, shock dart directly onto the trip. They have read his playbook. It seems like every single one of them has been perfectly positioned to just remove Nats' utility. But at least for now, it is a 5-player build-up in towards that A site. DRX has his ult, but is incredibly far away. I don't think he's going to have any impact in this round. And on the other side, we'll see the popping of that dimensional drift. That's all the info they need. And they're trying to throw Util just to give nothing for Panatek, but he does survive.
Oye, niche gira koi to bhi.
Being pressured, but around the side comes Patty, still able to find another before going down as the 3 versus 2 comes into play. Hunter's Fury to push the back. 35 seconds, but no way to deny this plant now. It will come through, and it's on Hyunmin.
Cutie, पढ़ाई कर ले, ओए.
He's got another refract online.
तेरा chat कैसे दिखा? मेरा stream तो lag ये चल रहा है, loading पे चल रहा है.
The drone thought about by tracks, and he'll wish he put it through.
अरे बाप कौन
A
मार रहा है?
huge punish from Hyunmin.
पढ़ाई कर रहा हूँ रे. ये देख class चल रहा है मेरा online.
It's a great start. His util's been well placed, but now he's going to do it rifle in hand. That's holding him.
अरे ओए round निकल गया.
Team Liquid 6-2. It's not great, but hell, it's a start.
Yeah, it's something. And then that's Nats. Okay, it's his second kill, but it's his first.
अला तू आया नहीं यार
The
2
last was
दिन
in the
के
last
लिए.
round where they basically already
मैं
lost
वो
the
आईडी पे
study.
plat
But
चला
that
गया.
was him versus Marco, the
मेरे
matchup
alt
I
वाली
was
आईडी
talking
है.
about, and even still, it's desperately close. You still see like that utility being destroyed on one side of the map. It's aggressive.
Main आईडी पे नहीं खेला अभी तक.
Double dive style of play that is so difficult to hold against. Well, Liquid.
Bravo, good job.
Have got themselves a second round. As I said, we watched the game earlier, and it was incredibly attack-sided, but as we've learned many a time, applying a single brush to...
इसका एक ही मैच देखने वाला हूँ मैं.
Madness. Speaking of madness, this is so aggressive from Liquid. They've had enough.
They are not playing like a team that's down 6-2, and that's exactly what you need to see. The spike taken, Bane spotted, and he is dead to rights in this corner. How many can he take with him? And it's only one. The start of the bounce back for Team Liquid in the previous round,
मुझे भी
popcorn खाना है. Skyrocketed to success now, but still 6-3. They have to lock it down for this half.
There was a problem.
I respect that call. We talk about Nats this year coming into his own as an IGL.
Problem.
The fact is, you just sort of get
like the stream,
through the second round of the entire game. You yourself not having the best individual game. What do you call? Let's rush it down B. I respect it. Like, it's bold.
We talked about this in yesterday's series as well. This is what's important. Being able to change it up, not play just one style. Have more than one hymn sheet to sing from, and then
doing it again.
Some serious impact.
Oh shit! भाई मजा आ रहा है आप देखने में. भाई मजा आ रहा है देखने में. अब मुझे पहले नींद आ रहा था थोड़ा बीच में.
I'm sorry. So you call that twice in a row? Like it is still the majority of this defensive side. Like it was only Dance lurking in mid, I guess, getting the early information. The rest of it, like this could be the replay of the last round. Like I would not be able to tell the difference. Slightly further back. I guess that's the only difference.
The only real difference is that like they went for the window push, so it was a much deeper aggression. Whereas this time they're in almost a Congo line, ready for the window.
Time out ले लिया.
DRX will think we gave up that control. Let's fight for it now. They'll swing out and they'll get taken down by the firing squad.
Hang हो गई.
The firing squad wasn't
कैसे खेल रही है लोग आप ऐसे? अचानक से.
And then we go A. Like just after the last two rounds, or he triples down. They're not going to do that three times on B.
They'll think we'll go A.
Exactly. Now it comes down to the mind games, but what a difference.
6-4, बाप रे, 2 rounds.
A 6-1 start, and then the last two, well, you blink and you miss it. Those are like 20-second rounds apiece. They sped up the game and brought it back to a closer
Putin का keyboard कितना आता है?
The DRX is going to be fairly important now because this ends 6-6 after the start. You had
ये इसका price क्या है?
Your direct hits were really working. Flashback, by the way, has been nuts. Like, there's not a player in the server particularly close. There's definitely not a player on his own team. He is 9 kills ahead of anywhere else. But it's a lot of it's based on
20,000, 18,000.
Fantastic, and I think that's why Liquid have decided, well, they can't
24.
set up and fight them in their own spawn.
Yeah, exactly. Disrupt the execute.
Look at where they are. They're going to run it down mid.
Pick a different spot. Same old strategy, though. But I think it's a perfect counter to what DRX are doing. Like you said.
1,71,000. 1 lakh.
The well-placed pieces he is showing me, the dry runs. Well, you can't dry run it. If Team Liquid run it down at you, this is going to be a 5-man push. Everybody on this is madness. Everyone on Team Liquid is pushing. Full aggression. A player up top drawing the eye. Kiko just needs to swing, and he will. Bring down. Paranoia sent through. Ready to swing on the back as the rest of the team, as Team Liquid continue to fry.
ओए भाई पूरा rush खेल रहे
हैं 4v2. They've lost the spike, but they've got the TP. Mako can steal that spike away, and that's exactly what he'll do. Okay, they've lost a lot of players, but at least they should be able to find a plant.
And luckily for him, the man alongside him has been the hero for this DRX squad so far. Looking for a fight, but look how patient Trex is on the other side. We've criticized him for over-peaking, and this time he won't be caught. Marco in a 1v4. We've seen it once, but not this time. It will be a 5th round for Liquid. A rush B, a rush B, and a rush mid. This might be one of the most unorthodox defensive sides I've ever seen.
हाँ उनका कोच सही है. कोच IGL. वो सब गाइड कर रहे हैं यार घुस के मार रहे हैं. और उनका लाइक बैठ गया कि घुस के मार रहे राउंड्स भी निकल रहे. तो जब तक वो जीतेंगे ना वैसे राउंड वैसे खेलने वाले.
I'm starting to become a fan. Is this how you're supposed to play? I'm taking this direct.
Well, this is deathmatch.
This is literally run it down. Now we see a more conventional approach, I think. You never know if the barrier goes up. There's going to be an op in play for Trex. You've got an Odin for Camo, so I'm not sure where I was going with the conventional approach.
Op and Vandal.
But a little bit of A main aggression. Not with the whole team, but a flash and a deep peek expected.
Oh yeah, very deep peek. Early TP. I had a mini heart attack for a second.
He has updraft.
He has his updraft.
घुस गए दूसरे side.
Convergence path used into the B side. Back to that execute heavy style, but it is much more of a retake setup this time for Liquid. They have been caught out on these openers every single time, so they've avoided it completely this time.
Yeah. Conceding the space, letting them burn utility, avoiding the fights until it's on favorable ground. Now the rest of the squad comes through to join the fight. Patatek, the first to draw blood. Hyunmin going to fall at the hands of Camo's Blade Storm, and the B site's already overtaken. We don't have the Hunter's Fury online for Bane, but one away. If he can find a pick, this gives them a huge chance in the round to recover. But it's a 3 versus 5. They need to be firing on all cylinders already. The reveal lands onto Mako. He's got support though. It's Brink swinging through the smoke, but Camo's there to greet him. And Bane, the last man standing under heavy pressure. The defuse already underway. He's got a swing, and there's 2 players to greet him. 6-6. After a dominant start for DRX, it's neck and neck at the half.
Absolute crazy recovery.
उसके पास अपड्रैश होता ना वो मार देता उसको.
6-1 down, 6-6 on the half. It is all to play for. We'll be back after the break.
Oh, ad आ गई. Let's go. मैं footing का कीबोर्ड देख. Footing और Amazon. AI मोड क्या है? तो लास्ट में डालना चाहिए. तो स्पेलिंग गलत थी. ओके. पिंग 60 पता है. HE 80 नहीं 80 ज़्यादा हो जाए. ये तो मेरे पास है अभी. ये लेने वाला था मैं. K630 बट नहीं लिया. वो नहीं लिया. ऊपर वाला ये देखने भी. ये ट्रांस एक वाला बता. हाँ ये वाला लिया. कलर सिर्फ अलग है. ये माउस और सिर्फ कलर अलग है. रिंग देखना था. ये वाला है ना. ये 6-1 रेड बॉर्डर क्यों दिखा रहा है? मेरे इस पे बॉर्डर्स नहीं आया. नहीं बॉर्डर नहीं है मेरे. देख लिया था. नहीं ये वाला अलग है. जाने दो. पुडिंग नहीं दिखा रहा है यार Amazon पे.
At 6-6 we said it is anyone's
बजट वाले ही लैपटॉप दिखा रहा है वो. सॉरी कीबोर्ड.
This is DRX's pick, so you kind of feel like they're the ones that need to take it now on the defense.
Well, at the halftime, the crowd was certainly with
Team Liquid pistol round जीतने वाली है.
Was going for the majority of it, but it's silence in the crowd as they wait now to see how this will play out. Camo diving deep, but unlike Hyunmin, he doesn't have the ability to fall back without refract. Space taken is committed to. But the B side will be overrun nonetheless. DRX, many players nearby. Flank coming through with the Gpay main push already from Fring, but you've got the same thing from Nats as he moves around mid. Hyunmin's there to greet him. And now they can just pause a moment for the retake, but they see DRX are spotting this aggression from Team Liquid. They need space on this
right click
side,
मारेगा.
so it's straight into the spawn they go. Mako there to greet them, and the right click is trying to begin.
Like
Shock Dart is going to drop Bane, though, and make this a little bit more difficult, but still, the advantage with the defenders. Drex boxed in, and Kiko shut out.
नहीं रे, DRX नहीं निकाला.
Have always done their best work, those retake setups. I like how patient they were. A lot of the time you're going to see players get itchy feet, get a little bit over aggressive, want to take a fight on their own. You see the sort of intelligence of Marco at that back position. He waits at the box, gets a burst, falls back. It's like, okay, you want to fight me? You've got to swing me. I'm not going to give you that fight once again. And even Bane, okay, he goes down, but he doesn't want to give away anything. They're just waiting for that flank, patient and controlled.
Hey, mouse क्या
And
मस्त
after
घुमाया रुक.
away anything, they're just waiting for that flank, patient and controlled.
हाँ.
And after what was a pretty nasty streak from Liquid, that's the return DRX.
ये mouse उठाता ही नहीं हूँ
After
मेरा.
what was a pretty nasty streak, flank, patient, okay, he goes down, but he doesn't want to give away anything. They're just waiting for that flank, patient and controlled. And
Mouse
after what
उठाना
was
सीखना पड़ेगा.
And a follow-up, that's going to give them the ability to build that momentum right back up.
Has Trex got a hero stinger?
Yes, he does.
He had a hero stinger. It's already gone. I guess an attempt to do some damage, and that attempt's not going great. It's fallen into the hands of Nats, and he's going to meet the same fate. Flashback, back to winning ways, 17 and 10. Come on, it is the conversion, but this is, at least nowadays, this is about as much of a bonus as you're ever going to see. It is mostly SMG snipers and only a singular rifle, maybe an extra one purchased up, but not much to play with whatsoever for the side of DRX in this round.
Not bad work. Flashback too. You mentioned it. He was close to triple the kills. The next player on his team
network
early in that first half. Well, that cooled down.
Still a double.
He ended in roughly that position. Those three certainly help him out. It's all about return to momentum. For DRX. Team Liquid now, they've got to find their footing. Rifles come out. This is their round. Advantage in almost every fight that they take. In fact, it should be every.
Got tagged quite low early on.
A stinger.
He's got to be very careful. Flashback, just popping flashes through as the team look to try and get in. Marco's managed to find one, but it's Kiko stepping up. They've still got to be careful. As said, this is as about a pure bonus as you're ever going to see. These are low-value weapons, and the more costly this causes, the more rebuys that are needed, and it's definitely starting to get a little bit shaky. Panitak there to seal the deal, but only two standing, Mitch. It's not great. He just picked up a stinger.
A little oopsie at the end.
Yeah, but that's gone from now 2 rifles being saved to 1 rifle being saved and a stinger.
So this is the thing. We've seen this gradual shift towards having these third rounds be actually very strong with teams. Like at least 2 to 3 rifles.
Did he drop a Phantom? Was he just looking for a better skin?
Yeah.
Heart attack, man. Oh, no.
Yeah. And you know the best part is, he still has a rifle. It's Camo that has to pay the price. It's Camo.
Hey, bro, I got a gun for you. I got a gun for you, bro.
Oh, swap real quick. There you go. Stinger given over. But for Team Liquid, they win the round that they should have. But even up against those weaker weapons, it being so close is scary. Camo's gone diving. Stinger in hand. Paranoia sent through, but it finds nothing. And now flashback onto Trex. This is becoming difficult for DRX. They've got full control. Well, what have Team Liquid got to respond? 1 by 1.
Yeah. They are walking into the trap. They are walking into the players. And it felt like, at least with Camo diving in, there wasn't a lot of follow-up behind it. Maybe hoping somebody would give them a gap elsewhere, but it hasn't happened. And now with Nats, Kiko, the last 2 standing. Some would call them cats. But right now, they're meeting the claws of DRX.
Backside play from Mako. He's going to be the only one taking this fight. Kiko has a chance to isolate it, but it's Mako to take him down.
Spike 2 seconds के लिए नीचे गिर गया था.
Fortunately, I don't think it makes much of a difference to Nats. It's about as retrievable either way. Sitting in that laneway, he's locked out completely. And he knows now there's one coming behind on mid. I mean, at this point, the round is done. Yeah. Saving the weapon is pretty much the only choice, especially as we've said before. Look at the ultimates on DRX. Left. A few close. Players could have them for the next round. You just don't want them to build up, especially when what you're farming up is a neural theft. That's DRX 9-7, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a pause after how this round went down, especially with already
दो kill
sting
पे
of the stinger being brought through.
स्कोर चल रहा है 9-7.
It's an odd one because I feel like they've been able to get themselves back into the game without too much help from the coaches so far. They did have the pause earlier, but I think they have a lot of faith in Nat's ability to IGL. He's definitely been having a terrible game
नीचे से ऊपर
individually,
फेंक दिया गया.
at least in recent times is a rarity, but coming back in on a map that hasn't been played since the beginning of the year, it normally does put the extra pressure on the IGLs. We saw it with Marco at the beginning of the game as well. He started slow, but as DRX progressed, so did he individually as well. But it is going to be that timeout taken. It's in a spot though where ultimately you're not expecting much for this round for Liquid, because the economy just isn't going to be there.
I think this is all about nurturing the mental, honestly, Tom. Like, we look at two things. One, it's, I imagine, not going to have been looked on in a very nice light that you're swapping skins and ending up with a downgrade. That's already going to stink.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
When they play on the tournament client, they get all the skins, right?
Yeah.
Why is he not just using that skin?
Well, I assume, guessing he picked it up off someone already, or something
because
like, I don't know.
skin कभी-कभी गंदी feel देती.
Got that, but I think more importantly, you then have how the round played out. You
लगता है
see
skin
Camel
नहीं
dive
use
in,
करना
and there's
चाहिए.
utility to
Skin नहीं
support him.
खेलते.
But
Default
from
skin में
that
भी
point,
मजा आ
when
जाता.
he goes down, and hell, he only has the stinger, so probably he is going down.
2021 champion में handle चाहिए यार मुझे.
One by one, they took those fights. It looked
In future buy कर
for
लूँगा कोई
DRX.
ना.
Like, you can't
Like
have
हाँ
that
मिल
repeated.
जाएगा.
I think, you know, we talk
Suppose
about
I will
pauses
like
sometimes,
मैं famous हो
there's
जाता हूँ
different reasons
और
behind them. That is
किसी
a
के
panic
पास
button
मिलता
from
है
the
वो
coaching staff.
और
The second
suppose
you see that, like,
सस्ता
third
सोरा
kill
जो
round
मेरा
go
friend
down,
है अभी
it's time to
like
stop
उसको बोल
and
दूंगा
take a
कि
breath.
like I
Now,
want to buy your right.
apply the learnings.
Like सेल तो करते हैं काफी लोग.
Because this one,
तो मुझे सेल
a
कर
lot to
सकता
work
है.
with. At least Camo's given the upgrade, a sort of a pay.
Rank doesn't matter यार. Rank तो भाई
To be
एक ही
fair, you're going towards that
एक act
raid
में ही
slot.
like
The other
suppose मैं
ultimates you might
ascendant
want,
player
Alex
हूँ
doesn't
या
have his,
immortal
Trex has
और
his,
उसका है
so
diamond
it's the
तो
most logical
क्या
player.
फर्क?
But also,
Diamond
you go
तो
back
like
to
center
when
का
they
होता है.
were
चलिए आ
winning
जाओ.
those last few rounds of the previous half, it was a lot down to him individually. And there you go, once again, Marco down. There is still another player that they have to deal with. The slow thrown in, but not connected. Refracting back out of the site, but it leaves the teammate alone. Bane has fallen, and Padatek's won a battle with the Ghost.
That he has through the smoke, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Pure spammage in play. Flashback and Fring left with nothing to do. And, well, I guess I misspoke. I said it's about time to apply the learnings in the next round.
Fair play, Lohan.
Why not start here?
Yeah.
Well done, Lohan and Yaotzin. That is great work.
Scanning ahead.
It does also mean that I never want to see Camo taking the light gun again, because getting the opener, I think just again, like the usage of that slow hasn't really worked out. And because of that, it did leave a little bit to be desired for Hyunmin. Like if you throw that and they're stunned, great, maybe you take that 1v2,
Yeah,
but
sure.
you jumping into the site, it was a risk, and that risk didn't pay off.
I mean, the risk itself is also just to confirm, like, you've lost Mako, you don't have eyes on sight, you don't want to call for those rotations from B and find out it's a fake, so you dive in there to try to claim that information, same as on the attack side, and then he just refracts back out. The fact that he gets shot through the smoke like that is quite unlucky.
Oh
We're
shit.
gonna MasterCard Thrifty from Team Liquid. That could bring
Team
them
Liquid
right
ने
back into the
Thrifty
game.
निकाला है.
One round behind, and a great correction. The other thing I'll touch on is the fact that, obviously, Camo, sometimes he does have to take that lighter weapon, right? Because in this round, you ain't got anything but the Guardian. Sure, give it to him. But a lot of the time, you're going to be running this with a dive. And if you're diving in with a rifle and there's a stinger, you know, 30 meters behind you supporting you, it's not going to do very well. We don't have that right-click bind anymore. So it's just one of those things.
You can't twice in one game. Twice.
He knows.
Oh,
He knows. He knows I love him.
Well, 9-8. Oh, flashback almost gone immediately. He's actually still going though. He's taken the angle. The spams aren't going to connect because he's already passed the box. I don't know if they're even going to realize but he doesn't connect.
अरे यार,
Stop
wall
worked
bank
out. Not the start they were looking for, and with flashback gone, again, it leaves an opening on the back of this A site.
Yeah, he might have been able to get away if he hadn't been tagged down to 18 HP at the start of the round. The wall bangs here. I think every shot that hit him was through that box. Maybe he'll be a little more cautious of it in future. Pressure on for DRX. A hold towards this A site with 2, but the info not quite there. Hyunmin already having to fill in that mid gap. The The old pop lets them know. All eyes should be on this choke point. This is the spot. Oh, that ring holds on to tightly. They'll eventually fall, but the damage is done. Surely DRX tries so desperately to pull it back. Panatek traded out as he's brought back in. DRX somehow walks out with 3. He's left on 2 HP, but it's only Mako up against them. Both players low, and the spike still to be planted.
Mako danger hai thoda.
A 1v2 chance for Marco. Nats on the other side. This time he delivers a Trex is on just 2 HP. He's had an insane round so far. Needs a little bit more. 20 seconds left. Marco can just opt to play the time, but he will reposition to perfection. A Red Bull clutch, and this time he gets it done. 1 for 1.
I mean, he was very close to getting it on the initial wallbang as well. Just a great read from Mako when re-entering into that site. How DRX found so much value. I mean, this round seemed won at this point.
It's the bait on Paddy.
So beautiful.
He brings him back. And
what? I thought he was the one that ran through. It was Nats that ran through.
He basically realized where Paddy got shot from.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's actually insane.
Well, luckily, Marco is there to win them the round. The start they were looking for. A lovely dart that goes around the back and makes sure there's no aggression this time. Of course, still economy for Liquid because of the fact that they won on a low buy. Otherwise, they would have been in danger here. They're trying to find a little bit of early spam, but there's still a cam behind them. All the information will be revealed for freeing, but it's when he wants to use it. I think he's waiting for the timing on them actually looking to move. And then he has the chance to get a free kill, but no, instead ends up hunting for info.
Danger ping on mid. Reveal follows it up, confirming the space isn't taken, but they know that Nats was looking for space around there. Clearly expecting this A hit. Traps already on site. Camo bypassing them. He's up top. Bladestone has to spot the player on backside. Frank gets the jump on him. Bane with one, but it's Kiko stepping up for the double, giving Team Liquid a chance to continue drawing breath. A 10-8. 3 versus 3, but it's Nats going walkabouts that gets punished. Walking into the whole enemy team. And with the old pop from Flashback, DRX have all the info.
Trex, I think he's starting to consider whether or not using that Hunter's Fury is worth it, but Kiko going down, it's not anymore. He needs to win a fight or 2. He had a chance to be the hero in a round prior, but lost the clutch to Marco. Now he sat versus 3, but the only thing really on his side is the time. Converges path, uses walk back into it, and now he's in trouble. Shock Dart could go in, but there's not really anything else he can do other than try and spam a bullet or 2. Solid ult usage from DRX, and they will find their way up to 11. I also want to query, was that a stuck from the shadows for Kiko, where he gets those 2 kills? I feel like it wasn't noticed. Yeah, it was. He TV's behind them. They're so busy dealing with Camo. That's crazy.
Yeah, unfortunately, the rest of his utility belt didn't do him too well. Caught in no man's land, isolated by that ult that went through from Flashback that got them all that space, got them all the information. A big contributor to the round, as he has been to this game for DRX. 11-8 now. A 3-round gap in the battle for the best on Abyss seems to be coming to a close. Team Liquid invest.
Do you remember the last half?
Was the attack side too?
But it was also a very early start for DRX, and then a comeback for Liquid. So I'm not going to count any chickens just yet. Hunter's Fury put through. Camo is completely blinded at the back of the site, and when he does finally escape the Hunter's Fury, he is executed. Already 4 players in a fast rotation from DRX. They've been good at the retakes thus far, but this time they have no plans to retake. And they also have so much control on the other side of the map. Look at the push-up already from Marco. He's so deep on that A-site control that there's absolutely no way back.
This is the problem, I think, though. Look at how many rounds Camo goes diving in, lands, and goes, okay, now what do we do?
Yeah.
There's no one here. What do we do? And that's when DRX execute back out and take him down. They don't have the ability to punish like that when you're Team Liquid because you're playing against Yunmin on the waylay. He's able to constantly get in, land, go, we've got the info, fall back, and then go, hey, what do we do now? And that benefit is, it is leagues above what is being brought to the table by Team Liquid here. And you need to see other ideas. And we're not really. Even there, when Camo goes down, seconds later, there's still 4 players in main. They're not able to actually do anything about it, and even saving seems to be an impossible task as they get run over by DRX. Flattened in a flawless round, and 12-8, the score on the board.
Champion Vandal
for DRX on map number 1.
It's actually the fun thing about the composition for DRX is you're going to look at this composition and go, okay, they have 1 initiator. But if you look at the way they're playing it, it's almost like they have 5. Like, you've got every single player in some way or another able to get you information, be it based off ultimates, being based off abilities, or your cam, etc., etc. And they're doing very well to find that out early, like be it an aggressive flashback peek and TP, be it the same with Hyunmin, be it the same with Marco. Like,
Guardian, all Guardian.
Challenging
Liquid ke
for
paas
this control.
There is no.
And Liquid are yet to really find an answer. Nats is 2-11, by the way. He has had a really rough time. Since that 1v2 attempt from Marco in the previous half, that was the last time he got a kill.
I remember. We said it was the
के पास
first
ultra
impact kill,
Sova
and,
का ult
well,
है बस.
depending on how this goes, it may well be his last.
His only.
Of any, yeah, exactly. Of any kind. 4 rounds in a row needed for Liquid. And on this attack side, it has not been kind. This isn't like the first series of the day. It's a completely different flavor. Dive in from Camo. Does well to find 1, but an immediate punish comes through. DRX, they are holding strong across the map. It doesn't matter which battleground they have to fight. Full control for the defensive side, and with 40 seconds left, the final threads fraying from the loom on Abyss.
Again, they look like they're running into a brick wall. 1 player will take the charge, and this time, that 1 player fighting alone has actually managed to even up the score. Kiko's done well, but there are still 2 players waiting on the other side. Kiko has TP into his own smoke, just trying to garner a little bit of extra space. Hyunmin is well aware of it, though. And the other 2 players still trapped in main. They want to try and swing this together, and they will, but Marco's still here. 12 seconds left. They know where the remaining players are, but sticking this spot is going to be difficult. Kiko has to body block it. Now Nats is all that remains, and he remains no more. DRX are going to be there and back on the international stage with a first map victory.
Well, Yao Itsin said, assistant coach at Team Liquid, he said he wanted to see DRX early on here in Champs. He wanted to prove who is the best Abyss team. Well, we have an answer now. DRX with a phenomenal result in map number 1. Up next is Bind, Liquid's pick after the break.
तो एक लो मेरा एजेंट है. यार पहले सही था. Unreal Engine 5 का आ गया, ये सही था. फिर से स्ट्रेस रेजोल्यूशन. Five, 6, 8, 1, 0.
Match found.
Okay guys, तो इसके बाद एक DM खेलता हूँ, then I will eat and I will go for compy. मैं rank grind कर रहा हूँ. तो लेके जाता हूँ plat.
Death match. Warm up.
Stage like players नहीं दिखते. स्कोप ओपन होल्ड पे करना है मुझे. लाइक मैं ऐसे करता हूँ तो ये देखो कंटिन्यू मेरा हाथ छुपा है, तभी देख रहे हो ना, वो करना है. स्कोप मोड पे होल्ड होला. हाँ, ऑपरेटर जूम. हाइपर रिफिल हाँ इसका होगा ओके ऑफ का हो गया देखता हूँ
Remember, stay out of the fire. Super high level tactic. Remember?
देखियो हाँ हाँ करा
Let me show you how the boss does it.
सही है ना ये आदत डालना पड़ेगा आदत डालना पड़ेगा
Sorry, bro. Scouts down. What?
हाई लॉबी मुझे लगा ऐसे ही पर लॉबी सबको लॉबी नहीं है रे ये शिट मेरा डिस्प्ले का स्क्रीन गया अच्छा गेम ही चला गया वाह
Healers down.
वैसे ओके एस्कान डे प्लेयर ही वो एसेंडेंट को मार रहा हूँ ये देखो ये ग्लिच देखो ये ग्लिच देखो कैरेक्टर ही गायब ये देखो एसेंडेंट हुआ ये अरे Eight. Okay. ADS2 खोल रहा है कैट अरे अब मत कर ADS
Ten kills remaining.
Scouts down. That's done.
skills remaining.
Crouch. नहीं रे, मुझे प्रैक्टिस कैसे करूं मैं इसका? पहले से ही करना है। हाँ ऐसे करना।
Engineers down. Triple baby.
हाँ ऐसे करना पड़ेगा अगर रेडियस हटता है फिर।
One kill remaining.
हाँ नूब। ओके अब मैं आता हूँ खाना खा के अब।